Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Shri Rama Jayam. Shuklambaradharam Vishnum Shashivarnam Chaturbhujam Prasanna Dhyayet Sarva Vighnopashantaye. Namaskar and welcome back to Amar Bharati Samskrita YouTube channel, where we are studying the Manika Dvitiyo Bhagaha CBSE class 10 Sanskrit textbook. In that, the Shashtaha Pathaha, lesson number 6, Raashtram Samrakshyameva. Our country is indeed to be well protected. We now look at the lesson along with an English explanation. First, the meaning of the title. Raashtram Samrakshyam Eva Hi. Raashtram is country. Samrakshyam is Samyak Ritya Rakshyam, well protected. Eva and He are both emphasis words, which mean indeed. It's emphasizing that the country is indeed to be very well protected. Means our country is indeed to be very well protected. As usual, this lesson starts with a conversation amidst a group of people. Vidyalaye Balacharanam Shibiram. In the school, a scout camp is going on. Sayam, in the evening. Sarve, everyone. Swa Anubhavan Shhravayanti. Everyone shares their own experiences. Shhravayanti actually means makes others to listen to their experiences. Means everyone shares their own experiences. Dhruva says, Vichitraha ayam samsaraha. This world is strange indeed. Kechana mahapurushaha. Some great people, some great persons, Mahatma Gandhivat, ahimsayaha patham pathayanti. Just like Mahatma Gandhi, teach lessons on ahimsa or non-violence, anyecha, and others. What do? Anavika astranam nirmanam vidhaya jagata samharam kartum icchanti. By manufacturing and deploying atomic weapons or bombs, desire to destroy the world itself. Siddhartha says, Vastutaha Vijnanasya Satprayogaha. Actually, really, Vijnanasya Satprayogaha means the right utilization of science or technology. Also, we can say the right use, the correct use of science and technology. Rashtrasya Kalyanaya is for the welfare or well-being of a country. Durupayogascha Vinashaya Bhavati, and its misuse is for destruction of that country, and other countries also. So Shruta says, yes, Durupayogah tu abhishapah eva. The misuse or abuse is indeed a bad kind of curse. Further, Charaka says, Viditam asti kim yushmakam. Is it known to all of you? What? Yat that Prachina Kale api. That in ancient times also, Anavika Astranam Manaveshu Prayogaha Nishiddha Asit. The use of atomic weapons upon human beings was prohibited. Nishiddha means it was prohibited. Dhruva says, Kim Pura api etadrishani astrani asan. Were there such atomic weapons available in the ancient times also? Yesham, by which Manaveshu Prayogaha Varjitaha Asit, which were forbidden for use by humans and upon humans also. Then Siddhartha says, Kimidam Satyam, is it true? Ashcharyam, astonishing. Charaka says, Pratyaksham Kim Pramanam, for what is visibly seen, is there a testimony needed? Raashtram Samrakshyameva ayam pathaha. Raashtram Samrakshyameva, this lesson, Mahabharata Adharitaha, is based on the Mahabharata. Etam Patitva Nyasyamaha. Let us learn by studying this particular lesson. Now, I have listed 3 books on Mahabharata. This is a book called the Bhagavad Gita by Swami Chinmayananda. In that, the beginning part, in about 20 or 30 pages, he gives a very nice summary of Mahabharata. It's for children and very easy to read also. And this is a book called 10 Stories from the Mahabharata, which is also published by Chinmaya Mission only. And if you want a more detailed one in English, there's this book on Mahabharata by Kamala Subramaniam, who was the daughter of the famous Kannada literature person by name T.P. Kailasam. And this is by Bharati Vidya Bhavan. This is available from the Bharati Vidya Bhavan bookstore. I had actually read this particular book. This is quite an exhaustive, a fat book. I had read this whole book by the age of 15. So if you are also 15 years of age, so it's appropriate. You can read this book, very easy to understand, also very nicely written in simple English and very exhaustive. You'll get a complete overview of the entire Mahabharata, written by Srimati Kamala Subramaniam. Now we go to the lesson proper. This is a play which is being enacted on the screen, on the stage. Tataha, then, Putra Shoka Santaptaha, means filled with the grief because of loss of their sons. Yudhishthiraha, Bhimaha, Draupadi cha Rana Bhumau Pravishanti. Yudhishthira, that is Dharmaraya, Bhima and Draupadi enter the battlefield. Draupadi says, Dirgham Nishwasya, exhaling heavily, Ha, Hanta, oh, alas, Kimidam Ghoram Apatitam. What a ghastly or terrible or horrible event has befallen upon us. Papa karmana draunina me putraha bhrataraha cha hataha. By this sinful Ashwathama. Drauni means Ashwathama, Dronasya apatyam puman Draunihi, son of Dronacharya. Dronacharya was the archery teacher for the Pandavas and the Kauravas. So his son is Ashwathama. Papa Karmana, by the sinful Ashwathama, Dronacharya, were killed my sons and brothers. So, Mama Putraha Bhrataraha. Draupadi's 5 children, the Upa Pandavas, were killed by Ashwathama in a very ghastly, cruel manner by setting fire to their tent in the night when they were all sleeping. And Draupadi's brother is Drishtadyumna, and he was the commander-in-chief of the Pandava army, and he was also killed by Ashwathama. And Draupadi is mourning because of that. Agnihi iva tahati mam ayam shokaha. This grief is burning or scorching me, Agni iva, just like fire. Yudhishthira says, Shubhe, O auspicious one, dhairyam dharaya, bear courage. Nunam tava putraha viragatim eva praptaha. Certainly, your sons have attained viragati, abode of the heroes. Veera Janani Tvam Shochitam Na Arhasi. Veera Janani Tvam, being the mother of such courageous ones, Tvam Shochitam Na Arhasi. You should not grieve. You are not fit to grieve. You should not grieve at all. Draupadi says, Tatham Mandabhagya Aham Dhairyam Dharayami. How can the unfortunate me bear courage? Yavat Asau Krura karma na dandyate. Until this one who did the cruel deed does not get punished, till then, aham itaha na gamishyami. I will not go away from here. I will not go away from this battlefield. Atra eva pranatyagancha karishyami. Here itself, I will forsake my life. Here itself, I will die here only, is what Draupadi is telling. Next, Yudhishthira says, Priye, continuing, Yudhishthira says, Priye, ma evam bruyaha. Oh dear one, don't say like this. Saha papa karma kutra gataha iti na janimaha. We do not know, na janimaha, where this cruel deed person has gone. We don't know where Ashwathama has gone. Atiduram kinchit durgama vanam pravishtaha bhavet. He must have entered some dense forest, durgama vanam, far away. Atiduram, very far away. He must have ran, must have fled far away. Draupadi says, Bhimam prati, addressing Bhima, Aryaputra, O noble one, kshatra dharmam anusmaran mam shokasagarat raksha. Recollecting your duty as a kshatriya, kshatra dharmam anusmaran, protect me from this ocean of grief, shokasagarat raksha. Asmin samsare, in this world, kaschid api tvaya sadrishah parakrami nasti. There's no other one as valorous, as courageous as you are. Pura, long back, Varanavate, in the city of Varanavata, Tvam eva, you only, Pandavahan Rakshitavan, you only protected the Pandavas. Viratanagare api, Tvam mam, Prana Sankatat. This seems to be a printing mistake. Prana Sankatat Uddhatavan. You saved me from danger to life. Because in Viratanagara, there was an evil person by name Kichaka who came to attack Draupadi, who came to manhandle Draupadi, and Bhima killed Kichaka and protected Draupadi. That's what Draupadi is reminding Bhima of. In Varanavata, you protected us. In Viratanagara, you protected me. Now you protect me, is what she's telling. Bhima says, Yudhishtiram Prati, addressing Yudhishthira, Bhrataha, O brother, Draunim anugantum mahyam anumatim dadatu bhavan. Give me consent, give me permission to follow or chase Ashwathama. Drauni is Ashwathama, as we saw. Next, Yudhishthira says, Gacha Vatsa, go, dear one, Vijayi Bhava, become victorious. Nakulaha Tava Sarathihi Bhavatu, may Nakula become your charioteer. Bhimasena nirgachati. Bhimasena departs along with Nakula also. Shri Krishna Arjunena saha pravishati. Shri Krishna arrives on the stage along with Arjuna. Shri Krishna says, Bho Dharmaraja, O Dharmaraja, O Yudhishthira, Samichinam na kritam bhavata. By you was not done the correct thing, the right action. Means you did not take the right action. You have done some wrong thing. What is that? Putra Shoka Vihvala Bhimasena. Bhimasena, filled with the grief because of loss of sons, Ekaki eva Draunim Hantum Abhidhavati. Bhima is alone, running, hastening to slay Draunim Hantum, to slay or kill Ashwathama. So you should have given some other people. You should have sent somebody else, is what Krishna is telling. Yudhishthira says, Bhagavan, O Lord, Sahatu ekaki eva Dronaputraya alam. He alone is sufficient enough to handle Drona's son Ashwathama. And Krishna says, Sri Krishna, Vatsa, O dear one, na janati bhavan Dronehe chapalam prakritim. You are not aware of Ashwathama's fickle or unsteady nature. Pituhu Dronat praptam Brahmashiro nama astram vidyate tasya parshve. The astra missile by name Brahmashiras, or also called Brahmastra, is with him. Pituhu Dronat praptam, which was got from his father Drona. Yadi tat prayujyate. If that missile is utilized, if that missile gets discharged or released, used, Sarva Prithvi Dagdha Syat. The entire earth will become scorched or burnt, is what Krishna says. This is Krishna, Draupadi, and the Pandavas. Now Yudhishthira says, Apyevam, is that so? Acharyena Kidrishaha Anartha Kritaha. What a type of harm has been done by the Acharya, Dronacharya. Kim Chapala Balakebhyaha Etadrisha Bhishananam Astranam Pradhanam Uchitam? Is it appropriate? Is it correct to hand over these type of deadly weapons to such fickle or unsteady boys? Which means Dharmaraya is telling that such weapons should be kept only in the with a person who has a very steady mind, not with unsteady kind of or fickle kind of boys. Krishna says, Shrunutavat, therefore listen. Acharyena tu priyashishyaya arjunaya eva pritya manasa brahmastra shiksha pradatta. By Acharya Drona, was given the knowledge of the Brahmastra only to his favorite disciple Arjuna. Only. Arjunaya eva. Only. There's an emphasis. Avadharane. Kintu, however, Pritya Manasa, with a happy mind, it was given. Kintu, however, Putra Prema Paradhinena Tena, by him being subjected to love towards his son, coming under the sway of love towards his son, Ashwathama api tat shikshaya vanchitaha na krataha. Ashwathama, his son, was also not deceived or denied this knowledge of the Brahmastra. So, which means Acharya Drona taught the Brahmastra to Arjuna, and also due to love towards his son, he taught it to Ashwathama also. Arjunaha aparancha. One more thing. Astra Shiksha Pradhanat Purvam. Before imparting the knowledge of the Astra, missile, to his son, Acharya Putram Savadhanam Akarot. Acharya Putram Savadhanam Akarot. The Acharya gave a precaution or a warning as like this. Paramapadgate napi naivata tatvayarane idamastram prayoktavyam manusheshu visheshatah. Paramapadgate napi naivata tatvayarane idamastram prayoktavyam manusheshu visheshatah. Padacheda is param apatgatena api na eva tatattvaya rane idam astram prayoktavyam manusheshu visheshatah. Anvaya is tata paramapadgatena api tvaya rane idam astram visheshatah manusheshu na eva prayoktavyam. The Pratipadartha is like this: param, extreme, high, apatgatena, by dangerous situation, api, even then, naeva, never at all, tata, O son, tvaya, by you, rane, in the battlefield, idam astram, this missile, prayoktavyam, is to be discharged, manusheshu, upon mankind, or all life, we can say, visheshata, especially. This word tata is very special. It can mean grandfather, it can mean father, it can mean son, it can also mean grandson. So tata is a word which has to be used, whose meaning has to be applied, taken depending on the context. So the overall meaning is Dronacharya is cautioning Ashwathama, O son, even if you encounter extremely dangerous situation in the battlefield, you should never at all discharge this astra, Brahmastra, especially upon mankind. So, Brahmastra is said to be the most powerful missile which can destroy all mankind and is very difficult to withdraw once discharged. Can only be countered by another Brahmastra, but not always. You may remember, you may see in the current modern world, in the warfare, there are missiles and there are anti-missiles also. So a missile and anti-missiles are there. And now we look at the difference between the words astra and shastra. Astra is a missile or a weapon or an arrow which is discharged along with an invocatory mantra. Before discharge of that missile or weapon, the person who is discharging has to chant a mantra with meditation on the deity of that missile. This mantra gives it a lot more power. Shastra is a same weapon discharged without mantra, makes it less powerful than the astra. So astra is along with a mantra and shastra is without that mantra, the same missile getting discharged. The astra has more power than the shastra. Now Yudhishthira continues, Samprati Ashvastaha asmi. Now I am assured. Manye, I believe. Saha Brahmastra Prayogam na karishyati. He will not discharge the Brahmastra. Sri Krishna says, Tarhi na janasi tasya manovrattim. Then you don't know his mental state or disposition of his mind. Pituhu upadeshena asantushtaha. Once, ekada. Pituhu upadeshena asantushtaha saha ekada. Ekada means once. Asantushta means unhappy. Being unhappy or unsatisfied with his father's instructions or advice, Saha Dwarakapurim agachat. He came to Dwarakapuri. Brahmastram Dattva Saha, giving away his Brahmastra, Saha Sudarshana Chakram Avanchat. He asked for the Sudarshana Chakra. He asked me, Krishna, for the Sudarshana Chakra, for the discus, the divine discus. Yudhishthira says, Ashcharyam, with surprise, Katham Chakramiti, how could he ask for the Chakra? Now Krishna continues, Maya Katitam, yes, by me was told, Naham Tvattaha Brahmastramichami. I do not desire your Brahmastra. Na aham Tvattah Brahmastram ichhami. Yadi tvam mama gadam Shaktim Dhanuhu Chakrancha ichhasi Tubhyam dadami. If you desire my mace, Gada is the divine mace which is Kaumodaki, Shakti is the power, and Dhanus is the bow, which is a Sharanga, and discus is Chakram is a discus, which is a Sudarshana Chakra. I will give you. If you want, I'll give you. If you ask, if you desire. Yudhishthira tatastataha. Then Krishna says, Sahatu Chakram eva ayachata. He asked for the discus, the chakra itself. Sudarshana Chakra. Grihana Chakram iti uktaha saha. I will snatch the chakra. Having said so, Saha Savyena Panina Chakram Grihitavan. He held the chakra with his, he tried to hold the chakra with his outstretched left hand. Kintu, however, Saha Tat Chakram Swasthanat Sanchalayitum Api Samarthahana Abhavat. He was not able to move the chakra from its original position. He tried to snatch it using his outstretched left hand, but he could not move the chakra even one bit, is what Krishna is telling. Yudhishthira says, Janimaha bhavataha divyam shaktim. We all know your divine powers. Sri Krishna says, Tada aham nairashyena khinnam draunim prishtavan. Then I asked Ashwathama, Drauni, son of Drona, who was hopeless and disappointed. Vatsa, kimartham tvam idam divyam chakram vanchasi? Why, for what reason do you desire this divine chakra, Sudarshana Chakra? Yudhishthira says, Kimuktam tena. What was uttered by him? What did he reply? Sri Krishna says, Saha Pratyavadat. He replied, Prarthitam te maya chakram devadanava pujitam ajeyasyamiti vibha satyametad bravimite. Prarthitam te maya chakram devadanava pujitam ajeyasyamiti vibha satyametad bravimite. Padacheda is Prarthitam te maya chakram devadanava pujitam ajeyah syam iti vibha satyam etat bravimite. Anvaya is vibha ajeyah syam iti maya devadanava pujitam chakram te prarthitam etat te satyam bravimi. Pratipadartha is like this. Prarthitam te, from you was prayed or asked, maya, by me, chakram, chakra, discus, the divine discus, Sudarshana Chakra, Devadanava Pujitam, which is worshipped by the gods and the demons, Ajeyaha, unconquerable, invincible, Syam iti, I will become like this. Vibho, O Lord, Satyam, truth, Etat, this, Bravi mite, I will tell you. Ashwathama says, tells Krishna, O Lord, by me was prayed for or asked the chakra from you, chakra which is being worshipped by the gods and the demons with the intention that I will become invincible, unconquerable. This is indeed the truth, I tell you. Ashwathama has the desire to become unconquerable, invincible in this world. Now we see the word called Vibho, Vibhu, Vaibhava, Vibhuti Yoga. We see Vaibhava means glory or glorious divine manifestations of the Lord. Vibhuti Yoga in chapter 10 of the Bhagavad Gita, where Lord Krishna gives a partial list of his divine manifestations. In the Sri Vaishnava tradition, they chant something called the Panchayata Stotra, which is about the Sudarshana Chakra, then Panchajanya Shankha, then Sharanga, that is the bow, then the Kaumodaki, which is the Gada, and the Nandaka, which is the sword. So these five are called as the Panchayatas, the five divine weapons, the most important divine weapons of the Lord. Atoham bravimi. Shri Krishna is continuing here. Atoham bravimi. Therefore I tell you, Tasmin chanchale krure cha drona putre na vishwasitavyam. That confidence is not to be reposed in that fickle, chanchale means fickle or unsteady, krure means cruel son of Drona, who is Ashwathama. Tataha Yudhishthirarjunau Shri Krishnena saha ratharohanam natayataha. Then Yudhishthira and Arjuna enact the scene of ascending of a chariot along with Shri Krishna. Ashwathama says, Re Dushta Bhima, Tvam Madhya Vadhyosi Maya. O wicked Bhima, you will be killed by me today. Vilokya, looking around. Aye? O Katham Sri Krishna Arjuna Yudhishthirascha. How are Sri Krishna, Arjuna and Yudhishthira here? He is expecting Bhima to be there on the stage, whereas he sees Krishna, Arjuna and Yudhishthira. Swagatam, to himself. Idanim kim karvani? Now what shall I do? Drishtam. Yes, I see. I know what to do now. Asmin vishame samaye. In this time of distress, Brahmastram eva mama sharanam. My only recourse, my only alternative, my only resort. I can only do one thing, that is to discharge the Brahmastra. My only recourse is the Brahmastra. Mochayami astram. I will release this astra. Dhyanam natayati. Braviti cha. Enacting meditation and uttering. I told you in the astra they have to do the dhyana, the meditation on the mantra, or the mantra on the deity, and then discharge the weapon. So that's what he's doing. Idam apandavaya. This is to destroy the Pandavas. Means apandavaya means Pandavas should not be there. That's what he's telling before discharging the weapon, the missile. Sri Krishna, Partha, Pashya, O Arjuna, look, see, Etat vimuchyate brahmastram drona putrena. This brahmastra is getting discharged, released by Ashwathama, son of Drona. Trilokyam dahan iva. Prachanda jwalaha agnihi paritaha prasarati. Prachanda jwala agni, a fiercely glowing fire. Prasarati means is spreading. Paritaha, all around. Trilokyam dahaniva, as though burning all the three worlds. Arjuna, O Arjuna. Tvamapi, muncha brahmastram etat nivaraitum. You also release the brahmastra in order to counter this. I told you there's a missile and there's an anti-missile. So Krishna is telling to release the anti-missile to counter the original missile. Arjuna says, Namaha Bhagavate, salutations to the Lord. Swasti Acharya Putraya, Swasti me Bhratrabhya. See, look at the generosity and magnanimity of Arjuna. He's telling auspiciousness to the son of Acharya, who is Ashwathama, and auspiciousness to my brothers. Even while discharging the Brahmastra, Arjuna is telling, may my Acharya Putra, that is the Drona's son, may he be good, may he be well, and my brothers also be well. Let everything be well is what Arjuna is telling before discharging the Brahmastra. Utsrijyate maya Brahmastram. This Brahmastram is released by me. Astram astrena shamyatam. Let that astra be subdued or pacified by this astra. Further, tataf pravishataha vyasa naradau. Then enter sages Vyasa and Narada. Vyasam prati. Narada is addressing Vyasa. Pashyatu bhavan. Please see. Koyam anartha kriyate etabhyam virabhyam. What a calamity is brought about by these two heroes. Samantat vardhamanaha prachanda anala shikhaha akasham lihanti. Samantat vardhamanaha means increasing all around. Prachanda anala means fire. Anala shikhaha, fierce or strong flames of fire. Akasham lihantiva, are as though licking the skies. They are reaching up to the skies. They have gone so much up. Gaganat sahasrashaha ulkaha bhumau patanti. From the sky are falling on the earth thousands of fiery objects like meteorites, all glowing fiery objects. Kampate khalu saparvata vana druma sakala mahi. Sakala mahi means the entire earth, along with Parvata, Vana and Druna, along with the mountains, forests and trees, is indeed Kampate, means trembling or shuddering, shivering. Pavanaha stabdha jataha, the wind has become stationary. Sahasramshu na shobhat na bhasate, Sahasramshu na bhasate, the sun who has a thousand or thousands of light rays is not shining. Shailaha vidiryante, the mountain peaks are getting split. Kathamapi etau nivaraniyau, somehow these astras are to be subdued or pacified. Anyatha sakalam jagat dhvastam bhavishyati, otherwise the entire world will become destroyed. Vyasa and Narada says, Bho Virau, oh both of you heroes, Samharatam Nijastre, may these your two astras become subdued or pacified. Subdue your own astras. Try to subdue them is what Vyasa and Narada are telling. Narada says, Nana shastravidah purve yepyatita maharathaha naitadasram manushyeshu taih prayuktam kathanchana. Nana shastravidah purve yepyatita maharathaha naitadasram manusyeshu taih prayuktam kathanchana. Nana shastravidah purve ye api atitaha maharathaha na etat astram manusyeshu taihi prayuktam kathanchana. Anvaya is Nana shastravidah ye api purve maharathaha atitaha taihi etat astram manusyeshu na kathanchana prayuktam. The Pratipadartha is like this. Now the Pratipadartha. Nana shastravidah, experts in various kinds of shastras, means experts in the use of various kinds of weapons. Purve, earlier. Ye, those who. Api, also. Atitaha, who lived earlier. Maharathaha, Maharathas. Naetat, not this astra. Manushyeshu, on men or people. Taihi, by them. Prayuktam, was used or discharged. Kathanchana, under any circumstances. Overall meaning is, Narada is telling, all those Maharathas who were present, the experts in wielding the weapons, Shastras, by none of them was discharged this Brahmastra upon people under any circumstances. Means nobody, the experts in wielding the weapons, they never used the Brahmastra at any point of time, and these two people are using the Brahmastra now, and that's what Narada is telling in a very dejected kind of manner. Now, what is the meaning of the Maharatha? We'll see. Eko Dashasahasranam Yodhaye Yaha Sah Dhanvinam Shastra Shastra Pravinascha Maharata iti Smritaha. This is coming from the Udyaga Parva of Mahabharata. This is the definition of a Maharatha. One who can single-handedly fight and win over 10,000 soldiers. Eko Dashasahasranam Yodhaye Yaha. Means 10,000 soldiers, and he is also an expert in the Shastras and the Shastras. He knows the weapons and also the scriptures. That kind of person who can single-handedly fight and win 10,000 soldiers is called as a Maharatha. And in the Mahabharata war, there are several such Maharathas. One thing we should note as a historical thing is we can never forget World War II, when the USA dropped 2 atomic bombs on Hiroshima and Nagasaki in Japan in August 1945. Actually, it killed around 2 lakh of people, more than 2 lakhs of people, and brought untold destruction, which the world had never seen. The modern world had never seen such destruction and damage on the common people, on civilians residing in these two cities, Hiroshima and Nagasaki. That was in 1945, a World War II. We can never forget that particular incident which happened and the suffering it brought about among the people in terms of the burns, the injuries, the deaths, the pain and suffering for generations together. So that's a very painful story in the history of our world. अस्त्रं ब्रह्मशिरो यत्र परमास्त्रेण वध्यते समाः द्वादशपर्जन्यस्तद्राष्ट्रं नाभिवर्षति अस्त्रं ब्रह्मशिरो यत्र परमास्त्रेण वध्यते समाः द्वादशपर्जन्यस्तद्राष्ट्रं नाभिवर्षति अस्त्रं ब्रह्मशिरः यत्र परम अस्त्रेण वध्यते समाः द्वादशपर्जन्यः तद् राष्ट्रं न अभिवर्षति. अन्वया इज यत्र ब्रह्मशिरः अस्त्रं परमास्त्रेण वध्यते पर्जन्यः द्वादश समाः तद् राष्ट्रं न अभिवर्षति. What is the pratipadartha? Astram, the astra, Brahmashiraha, Brahmashiras, which is Brahmastra, Yatra, where Parama Astrena, another Brahmastra, Vadhyate, gets killed or subdued, Samaha, years, Dvadasha, 12, Parjanyaha, clouds, that Raashtram, country, Na Abhivarshati, will not rain at all. What is the overall meaning? Narada is telling, in whichever country or place where a Brahmastra gets subdued by another similar Brahmastra, there for a 12-year period, there will be no rains on the clouds. This shloka is telling about the bad consequences of a Brahmastra, first one, and further about the consequence of countering a Brahmastra by another Brahmastra. For 12 long years, there will be no rains in such a place. Now we find the word called Parjanya here. If we know Tiruppavai, which is told by the great saint Andal, Alvar Andal from Srivilliputtur, there is a Pasharam, the Pasharam number 4, which is Adimanekkanna, which is telling about Parjanya. She tells us Parjanya to shower the rains so that our Nomb, the Vratam, can successfully happen. So that is the Parjanya Devate comes in the Adimanekkanna Onnuni Kai Karavel, the Pasharam of Tiruppavai. Next. Further, Arjuna says, Baddhanjali Bhutva, with hands folded in Namaskara Mudra, Bhagavan, O Lord, Mayatu Astram Astrena Shamyatam iti Kritva Astram Vimuktam. By me was discharged the Astra with the intention of subduing that Astra. By this Astra was released. Tacha Maya Samhriyate. Mine was actually withdrawn. See, I discharged my Astra with the objective of subduing the Astra which Ashwathama had discharged. So I wanted both of them to collide and close themselves. But then mine was withdrawn by me. Paranto, however, Draunehe Astram Asman Sarvan Pradhakshyati Eva. However, the Astra discharged by Ashwathama is as though burning all of us. Vyasa says, Draunim Prati, addressing Ashwathama, Ayi Dronaputra, O son of Drona, Tvamapi Nija Astram Samhara. You also withdraw your Astra, Yena Sarvanasho na Bhavet, so that complete destruction does not happen. पांडवास्त्वंच राष्ट्रंच सदा संरक्ष्यमेवहि तस्मात् संहर दिव्यं त्वं अस्त्रमेतन्महाभुज पांडवास्त्वं च राष्ट्रंच सदा संरक्ष्यमेवहि तस्मात् संहर दिव्यं त्वं अस्त्रमेतन्महाभुज. Padacheda is like this. Pandavaha tvam cha rashtram cha sada samrakshyam evahi tasmat samhara divyam tvam astram etat mahabhuja. Anvaya is Pandavaha त्वं च राष्ट्रं च सदा संरक्षमेव हि महाभुजा तस्मात् त्वम् एतत् दिव्यम् अस्त्रं संहर. Pratipadartha is like this. Pandavaha, the Pandavas, Tvamcha, and you, Rashtrancha, and our nation, the country, Sada, always, Samraksham, are to be safe, protected, Evahi, indeed. Tasmat, therefore, Samhara, withdraw, take back, Divyam, divine, Tvam, you, Astram, Astra, Etad, this one, Mahabhuja, O mighty armed one. So the meaning is, Vyasa is telling, O mighty armed one, O Ashwathama, the Pandavas, you and our nation are indeed to be protected, need to be safe. See, Vyasa is telling all of us, he's telling Ashwathama, Pandavas, and our entire country are to be safe. Therefore, withdraw this divine astra, the Brahmastra. So here sage Vedavyasa is commanding Ashwathama to withdraw the Brahmastra in order to protect the Pandavas, to protect himself and also the entire country. Whatever happens to Ashwathama later comes in the first canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. I suggest that you ask your elders at home about this and get to know what happened later. Well, thank you for watching such a long video. Brings me to the end of this lesson part of this lesson, 6th lesson, Raashtram Samrakshyameva hi. Like, subscribe, share. See you in the next video, in the next lesson in the next video, the exercises part of this lesson in the next video. YouTube Amara Bharati Samskrita. Shubham Bhoyat Mangalamastu. Sarvam Shri Krishna Arpanamastu.